to give it a try. But you are not alone, I'm here with you. I think you owe it to this beautiful night to lose all your control, do it for you. Let me show you a place where you gon' wanna move your feet until they start to bleed. DJ, take it away. Tonight is all for you and me. So baby, spin and let the music begin. I know you feel it within. So go ahead and just spin. Just spin for me. Won't you spin? Don't let the doubt in you win. I know you feel it within. So go ahead and just spin. Just spin for me. Won't you? Don't be afraid. Just let go of your fears, 'cause you know you can do it, baby. Then I stand away. Now you know how it feels. Now you know you can do it, baby. And let the music begin. I know you feel it within. So go ahead and just spin. Just spin for me. Won't you spin? Don't let the doubt in you win. I know you feel it within. So go ahead and just spin. Just spin for me. Won't you?
I can see the stars align, dance around the moon every night. And now my eyes are open wide, and the sky has never looked so bright. Now I don't need to see the road to believe, yeah. 'Cause this is where I'm meant to be, I believe. And I feel the magic, magic everywhere. It's all around us, it's in the air. And I see the magic, magic we can share. So much wonder everywhere. And I feel the magic, can you imagine? And I feel the magic, can you imagine? And I feel the magic, it's all around us. 'cause you know I'll be there in a hurry. Out of the cold into my warm hands in the sun. It's already begun. You are my one. We just dance, find romance, second chance. We don't need to worry at all. In the sun, it's already begun. You are my one. With a simple mind, we should find some more time. We don't need to worry at all. It's already begun. You are my one. We just dance, find romance, second chance. We don't need to worry at all.
You need some sunshine in your life, child. You need a little love to make you whole. We need to hold hands and walk together. The young and the restless, the infirm and old. Let it shine and walk with me. To learn to love your brother, your mother, and your sister too. Well, we all have one another. You got me and I, well, I got you. with me.
I can't believe that you came into my life. You made me feel again. Now it's my turn. You say you've always been a little bit shy, but I can put an end to your fears. Let me show you a place where you gon' wanna move your feet until they start to bleed. DJ, take it away. Tonight is all for you and me. So baby, spin and let the music begin. I know you feel it within. So go ahead and just spin. Just spin for me. Won't you spin? Don't let the doubt in you win. I know you feel it within. So go ahead and just spin. Just spin for me. Won't you? I know it's hard for you to give it a try, but you are not alone. I'm here with you. I think you owe it to this beautiful night to lose all your control. Do it for you. Let me show you a place where you gon' wanna move your feet until they start to bleed. DJ, take it away. Tonight is all for you and me. So baby, spin and let the music begin. I know you feel it within. So go ahead and just spin for me. Won't you spin? Don't let the doubt in you win. I know you feel it within. So go ahead and just spin for me. Won't you? Don't be afraid. Just let go of your fears, 'cause you know you can do it, baby. Dance them away. Now you know how it feels. Now you know you can do it, baby. And let the music begin. I know you feel it within.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed WFWP leaders, members and friends from all around the globe. Welcome to the WFWPI General Assembly. I am Lorna Sabas, the Regional Secretary General for the WFWP Asia Pacific 2 region, and it is my pleasure to serve as your moderator for today's assembly. I am here based in Cambodia, so swasday everyone. And as we begin, I kindly request all participants to enable their video for more engaging experience. However, please remember to mute your audio throughout the event to ensure our clear communication. We are confident that today's program will be both inspiring and enlightening, providing visual insights and knowledge to support your ongoing dedication and contributions. Thank you very much for joining us, and let's make this assembly a memorable and impactful occasion. And to kickstart this event, I would like to invite Dr. Paris Moon, our International Secretary General of WFWP, to deliver the opening remarks.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Dorijen, konbanwa, bon appetit, guten tag, sawaditoen, wanwan, buenas tardes, bon dia buratas. It is honor to welcome you to General Assembly as we gather today. We stand united in our missions to drive meaningful changes and address the pressing global challenges we face. This assembly is testament to our collective commitment and dedication. Together, let us engage in impactful discussion, forge new partnership, and realm our shared vision. Your contribution and insight invalue us as we chart the course for our future endeavor. Thank you for being here and for your continued support and dedication. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Paris, for opening this event. And it is now my pleasure to invite our International President, Mrs. Moriko Hori, to give the welcoming remarks.
Greetings from Tokyo, Japan. Welcome everybody to our General Assembly. I'm so happy to see you all. This year marks the 22nd of the founding of Women's Federation International. I really appreciate all your dedication to better this world through your wonderful, wonderful activities. Reading reports from your chapters always amaze me, and I'm learning a lot and variety of lessons from you and your reports. Today, we are privileged to honor our former international president, Julia Moon, to be our president emerita. So you will see in a few minutes, I think. And let me mention about Dr. Julia Moon. She became the international president during the most difficult time in the history of Women's Federation International. Because of the corona pandemic, the pandemic itself has brought many of our activity to a halt. We are not able to meet each other, and all our activities and projects stopped, and we didn't know actually what to do. But however, due to her strong leadership and of course help of the international headquarters, Paris Moon and Mion, Dr. Julia Moon, who was also able to set international office, and she created many virtual events to cheer us up and let us move forward despite the difficulties. So I really appreciate her dedication and work for Women's Federation International. This year also marks the 30th anniversary of Women's Federation Japan's overseas volunteers being dispatched to 160 countries. To celebrate this milestone, Women's Federation Overseas Volunteers had the privilege to meeting our co-founder, Dr. Jaha Moon, along with our former international president, Yona Moon, and Dr. Julia Moon, and also IVPs in Korea. We express our gratitude to our co-founder, and we made a report on the results of our 30 years of activities. Noticing that many volunteers were aging, our co-founder provided them with herbal medicine to encourage them to stay healthy and continue their good work. I truly appreciate the Women's Federation leaders, members who have been supporting Japanese volunteers for decades in your region. So thank you so much for your love and support. Actually, yesterday, late at night, I returned from Jordan and Turkey. I visited Jordan with Dr. Zoe Bennett, the regional president of the Middle East, and 15 other Japanese Women's Federation young members. Women's Federation Japan has been conducting projects to assist refugees in Jordan for 30 years. And we realized that the complexity of the refugee issues in Middle East, and not only Middle East, but all over the world. But in Jordan, 8 out of 10 children go to jail in their teenagers. They live in a very difficult situation with no hope for the future. This situation made them reckless to their lives and easily commit crimes. So WFWP Jordan has a center to teach refugee children who cannot go to school or not keeping up with school for a variety of reasons. And many refugee children are in poverty that they live with no hope for the future. Watching them, I learned that what the children really need is not, academic knowledge, but the care and love from other people. At the same time, I learned that we also need to educate their mothers so that mothers can lead their children the right path to choose. So, I'm saying this because the situation is not happening only in Jordan, but in many countries, in many regions, children are in crisis and family are in crisis. So now is a time for Women's Federation to lead the world. We educate women, we educate mothers so that they can create, peaceful family environment so that this peaceful family environment can lead to peaceful society in the world. That's our founding purpose. I will mention this later again, but let me report about the situation of Japan because I've been receiving so many concern letters from many chapters. Actually, our defamation trials in the High Court of Justice begin in November. So WFWP Japan continues to face severe, we're facing severe persecution, not only from the Japanese Communist Party, but also from the government and the media. Our local chapters have frequently received notice by the local government that they are not they're denied that use of public facilities for their events. And also we receive so many negative reports on the media, and many of our chapters are kicked out from the local chapters, the local governments. So we are still in a very difficult situation. But thanks to Karen Hanshin, who's the director of UN office, who registered an oral statement at Human Rights Council on September 23rd, next weekend. I will travel to Geneva to attend this Human Rights Council. And Karen is also organizing the briefing to invite diplomats to discuss the situation in Japan. So hopefully we can change the situation in Japan. So thank you so much for support and your love. Thank you. And lastly, I would like to suggest that all our chapters to focusing on the education of women I mentioned earlier. The founding purpose of Women's Federation is to educate and empower women to create peaceful environment in their families, society, and the world. In every country I have visited, family breakdown is accelerating. In many cases, governments are leaving the situation unattended, either intentionally or unintentionally. I know some chapters has been working on this issue for a long time and are seeing positive results. Some chapters are also creating educational materials to tackle this issue. But we need to address this issue comprehensively. So hopefully we can collect all the educational materials and analyze the situation. Now is a time for Women's Federation to fulfill its founding purpose and become the organization the world needs. So, Women's Federation members and leaders, thank you so much for your effort, but we have to do more. Let's focusing on our founding purpose and make this world more peacefully and lovely place. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, President, for that wonderful words and inspiring us to always move forward. And in behalf of the organization, we also thank you for all your efforts in taking the first steps and leading the way for all the women to see. And we support you also in whatever you do, and we are always here for you and of course for everyone. And as we proceed to the next part of our program, I would just like to remind everyone to please turn on our videos because we're also live streaming on YouTube and we would love to see your wonderful faces in there. So moving on to the next part of the program, we would be going into important announcements from WFWP IHQ. We're in this year. WFWP International is pleased to introduce the newly appointed President Emerita and to honor and recognize the outstanding contributions of our former international presidents. We are delighted to announce that Dr. Julia Moon has been appointed to this esteemed position this year. It is now my honor to invite again Mrs. Mariko Hori to elaborate on this new role and present the certificate to Dr. Moon, including the official wording of the appointment. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And let me read this resolution. Reads, Dr. Julia Hyun-suk Moon has demonstrated exceptional dedication, leadership, and service during her turns as International President of the Women's Federation for World Peace International. And the Board of Directors is willing to recognize and honor her outstanding contribution to Women's Federation International by conferring upon her the title of President Emerita. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Dr. Julia Moon is hereby appointed as President Emerita of Women's Federation International, effective August 30th, 2024. Be it further resolved that this appointment is an honorary title and shall remain in effect unless and until it is revoked or modified by subsequent resolution of the Board of Directors of the corporation. Thank you, Dr. Julia Moon, for your wonderful, wonderful dedication to Women's Federation International. We love you so much. We're so happy to be with you. Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you very much, President Mariko Hori. We are now privileged to hear from our newly appointed International President Emerita. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Moon to deliver her remarks. Hello.
Hello. Our dear International President Moriko Hori, our dedicated International Vice Presidents, I miss you all very much. Our beloved Women's Federation for World Peace leaders and members from all around the world, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you are. I'm so happy and really so grateful to be here today with all of you for this WFWPI General Assembly. It is really wonderful to be able to gather together like this virtually, creating a global community where we can share our knowledge, experiences, our visions, our convictions, and so that we can inspire and support each other in our work and build meaningful relationships. This is why we created this General Assembly. And of course, our virtual cafe is a wonderful place for us to do this. Together with Paris Moon, I'm so grateful that we could create these platforms during my tenure as international president, providing a way for our leaders and members to communicate and to collaborate globally. Thank you so much for this incredible title. I feel that I really have not done enough to merit such an honorable title, and my tenure was much too short and my contribution much too small. which is why I'm truly humbled and honored to be given this title of President Emerita. I could only do what I did because of all of you, because I was following your lead. I was trying to serve you because, and to also learn from you. It was those years with Women's Federation for World Peace. Although I have a wonderful career in the arts and in ballet, as I've said before, I think when I'm 70, 80, and 90, and I look back on my life, I think those years with Women's Federation for World Peace will be the most meaningful for me. And hopefully when I go to heaven, God will say that I did a good job at Women's Federation for World Peace. So those were really memorable years for me because I could work with all of you, and working with you was just so inspiring. And I have such respect for all of you who are so dedicated, even in sometimes very difficult situations, but continuing the work of Women's Federation for World Peace. As we just heard from Moriko now, the dire situation that exists throughout the world is the polarization of in every country that is going on is really becoming ever more critical, and which is why our work is ever more vital. So those years working with Women's Federation and working with all of you are very precious to me. And though I feel really unworthy to have this title, I want to thank you. I thank you, Moriko Hori, and for the board, for your warm generosity. It is an honor that will be cherished forever and eternally. Also, this moment allows me to reflect on the incredible journey we've shared and the lasting impact of our collective efforts, which continue to inspire and drive WFWPI forward. Since I left the position under the leadership of our international president, Moriko Hori, WFWPI has continued its remarkable work advancing the UN SDGs through the support of its global AIDS and education programs worldwide. I don't think there could have been a better person than our President Hori to carry this great organization forward, following after her mother, a long-time Women's Federation for World Peace leader. She was prepared and more than ready to carry the mantle. Moriko Hori has personally visited many chapters around the world, engaging with members and reviewing WFWPI programs and identifying areas for improvement. Her commitment to addressing the gaps and working with WFWPI leaders to find solutions has been truly, truly inspiring. So I think we would like, if you could join me in a round of applause. I don't know if you can, everybody will hear it, but to give a round of applause to our international president, Moriko Hori, for the wonderful work and for leading us forward. So thank you very much. And I'm especially thrilled to witness the culmination of the last 3 to 4 years of women entrepreneurship and young professional webinars in the official launch of the Global Vision Summit, which will be on September 27th and the 28th. It's wonderful to see how these programs are developing into this summit. The summit will focus on 3 key themes, which will be innovative solutions for climate change, the role of young professionals in shaping our future, and empowering women for a sustainable future. This 2-day summit, I believe, will be an excellent pilot program, setting the stage for future initiatives such as this. So it's very exciting to see all of this happening. Our UN offices in New York and Geneva and Vienna have been instrumental in organizing leadership programs and seminars. The leadership training during CSW in New York has expanded to include diverse participants and offers practical programs that can be applied directly in real-world settings. I'm also very happy to hear that WFWP USA is seeing impressive growth with many enthusiastic young leaders joining from various chapters and contributing to a range of innovative programs. Their focus is on leadership development, community building, and education, and empowers women's and strengthens local communities. And I look forward to seeing the continued momentum and dedication of the USA chapters. Here in Korea, WFWPA has launched empowering women's leadership educational programs and seminars, while in Japan, as we have heard from our president, WFWP continues its diligent work and unwavering support even during the most challenging times. So we really truly pray for our WFWP Japan so that they can overcome all these difficulties. And we pray for all our members there who are working for this victory. With technology connecting us, our 128 chapters globally, virtual gatherings like this have become not only essential, but also incredibly fruitful and allowing us to support one another in achieving the UN SDG goals. So although we started because of Corona, these virtual Zooms have continued even past Corona to really bring people together and our organizations together. Despite global challenges such as climate change, political instability, and natural disasters, our mission remains both clear and urgent. These difficulties that we face make our work even more meaningful and vital. Today, so we come together to celebrate, to support, and uplift each other on this important journey. And I wish you all a productive and inspiring General Assembly. And I thank you most of all for your undying commitment to the mission of Women's Federation for World Peace and to making this world a better place for all humanity. Thank you so much. And thank you for this great honor. I will do my best to continue to support Women's Federation for World Peace. 감사합니다. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Moon, for always inspiring us and always supporting us. And congratulations on your well-deserved appointment. And again, to everyone, I hope that you are all ready for our meet and greet. And we will now be proceeding in a breakout session and meet each other. Our team will organize you into random groups to facilitate interactions with your international colleagues and friends. This informal session does not have a set topic, so instead, you can feel free to introduce yourself and share any personal updates or experiences. You will have 10 minutes to connect and catch up with both familiar faces and new acquaintances. Enjoy this opportunity to network and strengthen your global connections. See you in a bit, and I hope you will enjoy the breakout session.
Okay, we are waiting people to come back to the main room. Sometimes people lost. To make sure that everyone is back to the main.
Welcome back. My name is Flori Ledwaba. I am the Regional Secretary General of Women's Federation for Africa. And welcome back after the interactions with the meet and greet with each other. And I hope you had an enjoyable experience during the meet and greet. So now, to moving on with our program, the next is leadership and advocacy education. And this will be given to us by our dear International Secretary General, Dr. Paris Moon. As we proceed to our next program, it is my pleasure to introduce our first speaker. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Paris Moon, the International Secretary General of Women's Federation, who will present the lecture on the topic and theme. Thank you. Welcome, Dr. Moon.
Hello. Let's see. Okay. Thank you for joining me today. I'm excited to dive into our discussion on women leadership. Before we get started, let me share a brief overview of this lecture. I'll present an example of an influential woman and time management skill. Today, we'll explore these elements through simple practical examples. I encourage you to engage actively and consider how these strategies can be applied in your own life. Let's dive in. As WFWP International Secretary General, I have the privilege of speaking with many leaders and members of WFWP worldwide and witnessing your challenges and accomplishments. We wear many different hats, often struggling to balance our personal lives with professional responsibility. In the end, risk burnout. But who benefits from this? No one wants this outcome. So how can we prevent burnout and create healthier balance between work and life? I would like to share a story about Indra Nooyi, former CEO of Pepsi. You may all know her and heard about her. After a long day at the office, she came back home and her mother asked her to go out and buy milk for her. And she replied, Mom, I just come back from office and I'm the CEO of Pepsi. Why do you ask me to go out and buy milk? And her mother replied, Yes, dear, I know you are the CEO of Pepsi, but you are still my daughter. This anecdote highlights three important lessons. First, we often forget where we come from. Second, no matter how successful we become, it's essential to stay grounded in who we are. Empathy drives effective communication and fosters strong, supportive relationships. Oops. Okay, so this is an example of a stereotype in judging women's and men's leadership. So if a man is aggressive in a work, they think he's really achieving something. But same to women, then people say, oh, my boss is so pushy. If man is very detail oriented and can see very, important things, then we think the man is very detail oriented and he can achieve something very special. But then for the woman, we say, oh, my boss is very picky. We say that often and we witness for that. Are we often subject to such a thinking, or are we the open perpetuating this view? I encourage all of us to reflect on this ourselves and to carefully consider and make fair judgments about women and men's leadership. It is important to delegate tasks and empower your team with the project ownership, which is built on trust. Listen first and read second. Acknowledgement, hard work, give credit, and celebrate accomplishments. Often communication fosters trust and encourages the collaboration within the team. Proactively seek feedback to enhance your leadership and grow alongside your team. Let me see. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Sustainability is crucial for NGOs, perhaps more than any other types of organizations. It extends beyond environmental responsibility. It's also about ensuring the longevity of project and operations. By focusing on both environmental impact and operational efficiency, NGOs can fulfill their mission effectively while preserving resources for future generations. The management is the art of prioritizing. Among many time management techniques, I would like to recommend Eisenhower matrix. This tool divides tasks into 4 categories based on urgency and importance, helping you focus on what truly matters while delegating or delaying less critical tasks. So there's 4 tasks you need to do, and one is urgent and important. This gets done first. Neither urgent nor important. Let this go. Use this to effectively manage your workload. Effective time management doesn't mean doing everything. It means doing what matters. The habit of saying no is essential. However, in some culture, it is difficult to say no, and people might take it personally. When you need to say no, there are many ways to do it nicely and politely. Make sure it doesn't come across as personal. This helps create a healthy environment. You can't do everything yourself. Set clear priorities using the Pareto principle 80-20 rules. 20% your efforts often lead to 80% of the result. Focus on those high impact tasks and learn to delegate or decline the tasks that don't align with your priority. This method can apply many in your work and even in your daily life. Work and life balance is vital in today's fast-paced world. The approach varies based on individual circumstance and job demand. It's about setting clear boundaries, prioritize tasks, and make time for personal well-being. A simple exercise, take a short break, like a 5 minutes meditation or coffee break. Embrace flexibility, not perfection. The key is being flexible, is adjusting as needed without feeling guilty. Make time for self-care. This will increase your productivity and overall well-being. This quick pause helps reset your focus and improve productivity. Regularly evaluate your balance and adjust as needed for long-term fulfillment. You think it's not effective, but try from the very, very simple short break from your daily life and also from your work. Unbelievably, it really works. So I really wish you can practice in your work. For your leadership can shape the organization's culture through the power of trust. A transparent dialogue allows employee voice to be heard. Embrace diverse perspective, create an inclusive environment, provide career development opportunities, and raise young leaders for the future by giving them a platform to advance their careers. As a woman leaders, it is important to foster a work-life balance, implement flexible working hours and policies that support a healthy work and life balance to prevent burnout and improve job satisfaction. Some organizations might not implement this kind of flexible working hours, but as a woman leaders and as a team, you can implement from the small scale, and then you can improve little by little.
Dr. Moon, you only have 5 minutes left. Thank you.
So today's lecture, a brief focus on the specific topic we learned and from our peers and friends. And I hope you take something from today's sessions and apply it in your work. There's one book called Atomic Habits. If you look at read the Atomic Habits, small habits each day accumulate and a big result at the end. So from today, please go back to your work. And when you go back to work, please practice this kind of a management skill and have a break for yourself, a short break for yourself. Once again, thank you for listening. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Moon, for those tips and new knowledge that we can use in our own chapters. And I hope that we would be able to apply them so that we would be more efficient in our own chapters. Thank you very much. And as we move on to the next program, we would like to entertain all of you with the presentation of the title Dedication. It's a captivating piano piece provided by Sharon Chu. a board member of the WFWP Taiwan, composed by Dr. Chu Chen-shu, who lives in Texas. This piece was premiered by the esteemed pianist Miss Chow Han Liao at the Taiwan National Concert Hall in 2021. Dedication is inspired by Chopin and notable works such as Green Island Serenade and The Moon Represents My Heart. Miss Liao, a versatile performer from Taiwan, has an impressive career that includes performances across the US, Taiwan, Japan, and Finland. She is a graduate of the Curtis Institute of Music, the Juilliard School, and Yale School of Music, and has participated in major international competitions. In 2007, Ms. Liao established Han Arts to promote classical music and support emerging talent. She has performed over 600 concerts and currently teaches at National Taiwan Normal University. We are honored to showcase this exceptional work and celebrate Ms. Chow Han Liao's artistry. Please enjoy, everyone. Wow, that was a very heartwarming piece. I hope everybody enjoyed that. And as we proceed to the next part of our program, we would like to welcome Mrs. Merly Barlaan, the Chief Administrative Officer at the WFWP UN office in New York. Mrs. Barlaan will deliver an insightful presentation on the topic of theme. Please join me in welcoming her. Hello. Mrs. Merly, please unmute. Unfortunately, we cannot hear you. There you go.
Okay,
Thank
there it
you.
is. Yes, thank you so much. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Greetings to our international president and to the wonderful sisters and great women leaders. Greetings from New York. And on behalf of my team, I'd like to present and share a bit of what we do here at the UN office here in New York. First of all, I would like to thank my UN team because they've been really an inspiring partner in implementing the work and the vision of Women's Federation. I first would like to share a little bit of what is transpiring this week at the United Nations. Today, well, actually, yesterday they started the 10-day countdown of the UN General Assembly. And in the next few days, the world leaders will come to New York to yet again attempt to discuss and try to bring world peace. And so please allow me to share with you my notes on the briefing of what is going to happen in New York City at the United Nations. And then in the second half of my presentation, I'd like to share about how to create advocacies that align with the work of the United Nations. This is on the brief on the Summit of the Future and the 79th UN General Assembly. This time is a watershed moment in history of the United Nations. Just see my notes. Okay. I took some notes on the briefing of the Undersecretary General for Policy, the UN lead for the Summit of the Future, Mr. Ryder. The Summit of the Future will take place on September 22 to 23, 2024. And the UN allowed the civil society, the organizations to have a representative of two from our office here in New York. We are representing the Women's Federation, and we also have, they allowed a day and a half for the civil society to interact with the government, and they call it the Action Days. It's on September 20 and 21. It's the space for civil society to bring their voice to the United Nations. And the expected participants from 130 countries, the heads of states and governments of 130 countries are coming. Imagine that, how it will cause traffic in New York City. And there are 7,000 NGOs, academics, and private sector representatives that are coming. So including us, the 2 representatives of Women's Federation, plus another 12 WFWPI representatives for the action days. So we are joining the more than 7,000 world leaders to try to build a new future, which is centering on the Summit of the Future, the UN. This could be the time where the world will experience the Charter of the United Nations being amended. So during the Summit of the Future, they will be adopting 3 outcome documents. One is, it's called a pact for the future, to which it will be annexed to the other documents, which is a global digital compact and a declaration on future generations. So in the Women's Federation for World Peace International, with the visionary leadership of our co-founder, Dr. Hak Jahan Moon, the Mother of Peace, it really is looking like the UN and the whole world is preparing for a great new future, even to the point that now they are realizing that the UN, for which it was founded 79 in 1945, it is no longer functioning as it should be, and therefore it needs some changes. The overall objective of the summit is to render the United Nations multilateral system more effective in its fulfillment of its mandate, to make it more participatory in the face of the very clear global challenges. The world has changed and is changing rapidly, and the reality that many of our governance structures date back to the creation of the United Nations, when it had only 51 member states instead of the 193 member states currently who will be gathering at the summit. So the issues that is being addressed in the Pact for the Future, and here in the drafting of the Pact for the Future, I'm proud to say that Women's Federation have contributed, and it is in the record of the United Nations that we have submitted contributions under the leadership of Carolyn Henshin and our intern from Germany, Sandra. We drafted together and submitted our text contributions to the United Nations. So we are part of this history. So the issues in the Pact for the Future, it has 5 main chapters in that mother document. Number 1 is on the sustainable development and financing of sustainable development. This is an accelerator for the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, with important access to financing. The second is peace and security design, in accordance with proposals presented by the Secretary General under the title A New Agenda for Peace. And it is addressing the root causes, place an emphasis on prevention. This is where Women's Federation soft power is really, we are very strong on that. And in this capacity, I think we can leverage on this new agenda for peace. And I suggest and I recommend that you go online and you read about these things, so that when you implement projects in your country, you can align some of this. You don't have to be working near the UN or within the UN vicinity to implement this, but all member states are mandated to follow and align their advocacy and their programs to these languages. So emphasis on prevention, update of our peacekeeping, peace building operations, and then there are new emerging conflict domains, and the projects of Women's Federation can really contribute to the nation building. And number 3 is science, technology, and innovation. an annex on the Global Digital Compact. The objective of the Global Digital Compact is to make technology work for humanity equitably, creating systems of governance of artificial intelligence that will benefit humanity. And the fourth is the youth and future generations. There is a very strong emphasis on youth throughout the summit. There are two distinct groups. Number one is the groups of issues. Number one is to increase the participation opportunities for youth in decision making nationally and in the UN system to address the key social and economic challenges facing young people. And the second is a declaration on future generations is intended to codify what is happening in many of our member states. The need to ensure that decisions we take today take into full account the needs and interests of future generations. And number five is transformation of global governance. Security Council. So this is where the UN is known for, and many people around the world are dissatisfied with the United Nations and are seeking for changes. So now the member states, they're finally open to reforming the Security Council. They are now looking into adding seats to the permanent five and giving seats, a permanent seat to Africa, three for Africa, three for small island nations. And so this is really hopeful, and the revitalization as well of the General Assembly. Critically, current state of negotiations on reform of the international financial architecture. So according to Mr. Ryder, it is something that we need to secure for the future. The action days that will precede the summit itself, there will be a vibrant, dynamic activities will be created by the civil society. In consonance with the efforts they have made from the outset to ensure that the involvement of multi-stakeholder will include the private sector, the academia, the scientific community, and then it will kick off the summit of the future and onto the General Assembly. So this
Mrs.
week,
Parlaan, you only have 5
yes,
minutes left. Thank you.
sure. So two important issues that were not mentioned are women and climate change. And these issues, according to the Undersecretary General, are in the Pact of the Future, but belong to the cross-cutting issues such as women, peace, and security. And so I'm going to share very briefly about what we are doing, very specific advocacy and program at the United Nations office here in New York. Just say it here, just very quickly. Okay, here it is. Okay, I'm just gonna breeze through, but so innovating from what we already have, which is the Global Women Peace Ambassadors. Now we are focusing on the young people, ages 16 to 24, to make them young Global Women Peace Ambassadors. There are so much opportunities that Women's Federation could participate. And what we want to do is to train, to educate. According to our president, Moriko Hori, our goal is to educate. So with centering on this advocacy, we want to raise new generation of peace-loving global leaders, transcending the barriers of race, ideology, culture, religion, to heal a world in conflict and build bridges towards a peaceful future. What we want is to make our young people all over the world building resilient and peaceful communities. There are global challenges, youth and women as the agents of change is when crisis meets opportunities and addressing the root causes. So here we want to have a 6-month education program to educate young global women peace ambassadors, and we are applying a $200,000 funding from the New York City government, and we keep our fingers crossed. I am very happy that our team is very competent in putting together a proposal, and the areas of focus is in conflict resolution and mediation, leadership and decision-making skills, reconciliation, dialogue, peace building, and climate action. And so these are details. The activities that we want to do, very simple, just two: bridge of peace ceremonies for conflicting communities, race or culture, and in the bridge of peace ceremonies, they can also create together environmental activities, the permaculture, literally creating communal gardens and parks, a Zen garden where people can create festivals and make celebrate cooperation and positive relationships. And then I wanted to highlight today how we can benchmark indicators of success. And this is what I want to share with you, identifying what are the success indicators that can be expected. And then the indicators should align with the goals of fostering leadership, peace building, and inclusive societies. So we can brainstorm of conflict resolution outcomes, increased dialogue and cooperation, reduction in hostility. These are what we want to see in our communities. And cultural exchange and mutual understanding, then allow for a community feedback, and then there's a network growth. And imagine, we start with one young global women peace ambassador, training them, and after we train them how to build bridge of peace. After that, they also have to find 12 young women who can be the broker of peace and who can build and make bridge of peace ceremonies in their community. We just have to fund them. We just have to support them, but first educate them for 6 months. And we have education materials and lectures, high-level lecture materials on track 2 diplomacy and healing. And I think the rest is, I'm running out of time, but I can share this slides with you later. And Miyun actually has it, and she can share it with you. So yeah, I think that moving forward, the future belongs to us, and we are in the right place and the right time to influence young minds and at the United Nations. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Barlaan, for those insights. And yes, we do agree with you that we really need to empower also our young people with young minds so that they will also help us further our cause. We thank you very much for all your efforts in New York and all your team. And before we move on to the next part of our program, we will be having a 10-minute break. This will be a great opportunity for everyone to reflect on all our insightful presentations that our speakers have presented. We may refresh with your beverages, and we'll see you back in 10 minutes. Enjoy your break, everyone.
I can't believe that you came into my life. You made me feel again. Now it's my turn. You say you've always been a little bit shy, but I can put an end to your fears. Let me show you a place where you gon' wanna move your feet until they start to bleed. DJ, take it away. Tonight is all for you and me. So baby, spin and let the music begin. I know you feel it within. So go ahead and just spin for me. Won't you spin? Don't let the doubt in you win. I know you feel it within.
I can see the stars align, dance around the moon every night. And now my eyes are open wide, and the sky has never looked so bright. And I don't need to see the road to believe, yeah. 'Cause this is where I'm meant to be, I believe. And I feel the magic, magic everywhere. It's all around us, it's in the air. And I see the magic, magic we can share. So much wonder everywhere. And I feel the magic, can you imagine? And I feel the magic, can you imagine? And I feel the magic, it's all around us. And I feel the magic, it's all around us. There's wonder on this winding road in front of me, yeah. 'Cause I'm right where I'm supposed to be. And I feel the magic, magic everywhere. It's all around us, it's in the air. And I see the magic, magic we can share. So much wonder everywhere. And I feel the magic, can you imagine? And I feel the magic, can you imagine? And I feel the magic, it's all around us. And I feel the magic, it's all around us. And I feel the magic, it's all around us. And I feel the magic, it's all around us. So you thought you got it made for easy living, slipping out the back door. But it's not what you're made for, and there's nothing that is too late for. Out of the cold into my warm hand, in the sun, it's already begun. You are my one, with a simple mind. We should find some more time. We don't need to worry at all. Everybody could make a wrong turn. You waver and slip and you get burned. But I'm here, so don't you worry, 'cause you know I'll be there in a hurry. Out of the cold into my warm hands, in the sun, it's already begun. You are my one,
need some sunshine in your life, child. You need a little love to make you whole. We need to hold hands and walk together. The young and the restless, the infirm and old. Let it shine and walk with me. You need to learn to love your brother, your mother, and your sister too. Well, we all have one another. You got me and well, I got you. Oh, let it shine and walk with me. Everyone, gather around me. I've got a few words to say. Love is the key that will hold us together. Let's all sing a song and push the hate away. Let it shine and walk with me. You need some sunshine in your life, child. You need a little love to make you whole. We need to hold hands.
Hi, thank you everyone. Welcome back. I hope you had a refreshing break, and I'm very excited to welcome you in our next event, next part of our event. And we are focusing on the best practices on the field. And we would like to introduce our first speaker for today, who is the president of WFWP South Africa. But first of all, we actually have 3 different speakers from different chapters, and they will be sharing with us how it is in their chapters. And we are very excited to hear from all of them. And we also kindly ask our presenters to please adhere to our allotted presentation time. So to begin with, I would like to welcome Mrs. Gwendolyn Chimbana, the president of WFWP South Africa.
Good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My dear sisters from around the world, special acknowledgement to Dr. Julia Moon, the International President, Moriko Hori, and the International Secretary General, Dr. Paris Moon. My presentation today will be around Mian. Please share the presentation so that we can. Yes. So the topic of my presentation today will be quality education, working towards the development of a whole child. Next slide, please. So, Women's Federation South Africa's flagship project is a response to a need to close the gap in literacy and numeracy, largely brought about by the onset of COVID-19. The project was initiated in 2022 with the support of Women's Federation International. What really brought us to this state was that we got to observe that learners in underserved communities had fallen behind in their learning. Even at the best of times, these schools struggled to keep up with their better resourced counterparts. So COVID-19 just exacerbated the situation. So what we got to realize during that lockdown, we decided that because learners in the communities that we work with do not have the option of connecting with their teachers via technology, then something had to be done, and that something would have to be us. The next slide, please. So our focus in the first 2 years was purely on literacy and numeracy. Our initial plan was to run this as a mobile library to cover several areas in the Soweto areas. We had made sure that in order to be able to do these, we would need a vehicle. But after a while, we realized that, that option was not available to us because we would need a special vehicle for this purpose. So with the help of a team member who lives in the area, we were able to secure the use of some classrooms in the local school. Since then, we have moved from one place to another, depending on the availability of the venue. This kind of situation is not sustainable, and we are concerned about it. A permanent place would be would most likely guarantee consistency of attendance, while venue changes are disruptive to everybody involved. And this remains the case until we are able to manage our funding pipeline. Next slide. So in order to be able to do that, we have been working to find alternative funding partners outside of Women's Federation International. We have modest support from a few funders to enable us to maintain our presence in the community. The funders' requirements often are a bit slightly different from ours, but we make sure that we tweak our programs so that it's able to accommodate their requirements, and that in the process, we are able to meet our objective, which is quality education. So this funding that we received outside of Women's Federation International has allowed us to distribute books to local schools, as well as early childhood development centers in the Soweto area. And in this way, support the education of a child in these marginalized areas. And we also have partnered with another school in the area and to implement a project called Design with Kids. This project aims to help kids learn by playing. Learners are allowed to conceptualize and design a play area of their desire. Thereafter, they are able to participate in building that type of play space, and thus feel ownership for having built that area. These further foster a culture of a solution-driven culture, but also encourage the children's creativity. Next slide,
Miss Gwendolyn, you only have 5 minutes left. Thank you very much.
All right. So we also have implemented character education in areas such as Cape Town and Johannesburg. And this, in short, really makes us realize that we are gradually seeing our focus moving from plain academics, and the international president alluded to that, to focusing on a whole child, creating an environment that allows a child to thrive. This is a vision that we are working towards, and we believe consistent focus on quality education can help us impact a number of sustainable development goals. I've mentioned them there, but you can think of those. Next slide, please. So this is just a pictorial presentation of the projects that we have implemented. This is, of course, our flagship project. Can see our children being actively involved in there, and we have seen them really getting very excited and becoming very participative in the work that we are doing, as compared to when we started. The next slide, please. And this is our book distribution project that we did in the community. These are not our children. Most of them are schools in the surrounding areas, as well as ECD centers. The next one, please. And this is the Design with Kids project. This was very exciting for the children, you know, when they saw the final product and seeing how beautiful their playground was. And it's encouraging to know that we have been given additional funding to be able to continue doing this type of work in the same school. Next slide, please. And this is our character education project that we run during summer and winter holidays with Mrs. Ledwaba, very instrumental in it, and of course with the support of the team. And this really just helps us to be able to help in build the leadership of the future. The next slide, please. These are the successes. I'm not going to go through them. I don't have much time, but really just in short to say, building relationships with the community, and we are learning to find ways of sustaining our work in the community and building solid foundation on which we can work on. Next slide, please. And these are the challenges. We have to learn to be able to do grant applications professionally, but also we have to professionalize our work in terms of technology and governance. And of course, you know, we need physical place where we can be able to run our projects. Next one. And before I conclude, I would just want to thank Women's Federation International for the support. If they didn't give us a nudge at the beginning, we wouldn't have been able to get here. And of course, we thank Lego Foundation, Book Dash, Change X, Microsoft, and Canva. And the last slide, second, this is the team. And this is really just an opportunity for me to say thank you to the team and to show them to you. This is the dedicated team of sisters that are involved in this project. Without them, this work would not be able to go any further. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Gwendolyn Chimbana, for all those updates. And we are really very happy to see the kids or children to be recipients of our projects, to see them smile. And it's very heartwarming. And we hope that you will be able to see the success of all of your projects. And we thank you very much, Team South Africa. And we also welcome now our next speaker, Mrs. Miti Toma, the President of WFWP UK.
Okay. Thank you very much. So I'd like to share about a project that we've developed. Can you see the slides? Hello?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay,
Thank
good.
you.
So because I don't have so much time, I'm going to skip through it quite quickly. It's a project that we developed in 2015 called the Young Women's Speech Contest. And this was initiated in a sense towards the calling of our founder, Dr. Jahan Moon. She encouraged us in 2015 to focus on three major areas. One is advocacy and outreach work, and the other is to build solid foundations, and the third is to raise our future leaders. And this has been really the motivation behind this project, that we can really establish and delve into these areas. So as with any organizations, we have to align with our vision and mission statements, which is already outlined by our previous speakers. And please go onto our website if you want to know more about those. And this is the committee that's working with the Young Women's Speech Contest. There's many more members, but these are the executive team members. And 4 of them are previous contestants, which I will explain a little bit more to you. And the others are more advisors. So it's a very intergenerational corporation, actually. And our story, we started, as I said, in 2015. We launched the Young Women's Speech Contest as we felt there's a need to create a platform for young women to speak up their voice, to hear their truths and their beliefs. And we give them a topic to speak on. And then it is also, this Young Women's Speech Contest is very much aligned with our education, with our vision that we really need to raise up the next generation and give them the right tools, and also to learn from them as well. And then we hold annual contests, and then as of course we give them mentoring and leadership training as well. And this is the speech contest requirement. It's a very thorough program. It's a 7-month program, and we start in March, and then often it's either in October or November we have the finals. And there's a quite rigorous requirements of 1,000 words composition sent in, and then there's a selection process of the top 7 that go through to the next level, and then they go into the rehearsal and mentoring section. And then they have to perform in front of a live audience, but they're not allowed to have any script in front of them. They have to memorize their speech, or they're allowed to have prompt notes. And then they'll be judged by a panel of judges to check their ability to transfer the message. And also, it's not easy. It's quite daunting, but actually they're very, very courageous, and they do that. We give them different topics each year. We've outlined them here, and it's very thorough. And through this process, 7 months, we get to know the candidates. So it's not like a one-off, one conference and then you have a good time, but it's really a place where we make relationships and they get to know our organization, which is really important. And we also have a very strict code of conduct, how we behave towards each other, how we treat each other, and also our dress code. We have a certain way of dressing, especially in public platforms. So this is also part of education of etiquette. And these are some of actually these are the 9 winners of the speech contest since 2015. They come from different parts of the UK. This is solely a UK project, actually. And since that, for the past 9 years, we've been focusing. It's been a real investment, but also at the same time, very rewarding to see the development of these wonderful women. And some of them have really gone on to an international platform, who've become professional speakers, and also in the acting, drama, and different fields. So we're very proud of our women who have gone through our program. And we've also developed in the UK, we started initially on the headquarters level, but we've initiated this program onto the local level. So we have 4 or 5 chapters. So from the local level, we take the winners to the national level, but the contest is still open for other applicants to come in. And then they go through the whole process as I just mentioned. And we're very happy to announce that we've exported our project to overseas, where it's developed in Albania, Spain, and also in Uganda. So I'm really, really pleased. And it's kind of a project that can be franchised, but we're quite strict about keeping certain standards and rules and regulations. So these are the projects, these are some of the contests on the local level around the country in the UK. And these are the overseas projects. Apologies for missing out the N in Spain. In Albania, Uganda, and Spain. Wonderful women. Absolutely beautiful to see this project developing. And then, of course, when we've collated so many young women, we have to they want to be involved in the organization in some form. So we create the alumni network, and it has its aims, objectives, and its focuses as well. We have to think thoroughly how we move forward. We don't want to, like I said, just do a one-off meeting, but actually each year as we move forward, a new avenue opens up for us. This alumni, so we have quite a number of young women there, and of course there's
Mrs.
always
Mitty, you only have 5 minutes left. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So, of course, from the speech contest to the alumni network, and then we give opportunities and engagement in the organizations. So we've set up an internship program where the young women can have an experience in the organization. And then we are developing our education curriculum where we want to train women to become educators and part of the organization to transfer the curriculum of the WFWP to others. And these are just some, so these are our interns. One was the winner of the Ugandan speech contest. She did an internship with the UK. And then the winner of a speech contest here in the UK, they became the different officers within the organization. And one of the interns was so inspired by her experience, she incorporated her experience into her thesis at the university. So we made a memorandum of agreement with the university, and she came to do a placement with us for nearly 5 months. And within that term, she did her own project about dealing with period poverty and environmental issues, which is a very rewarding experience for her. And she gained funding as well. We could help her in order to, train her up to set a program. So this is our education team that is who are working on the curriculum. We have Kafilwe, who has joined us. She's the Young Professional International, but we want to develop the Young Professional here in Europe. So she's been really supporting us a lot. And the Leadership of the Heart, which is a program that we adopted from the USA. It's a wonderful program. I think the young women very much resonate with that. We look at the leadership within, and also about spiritual maturity, emotional maturity. And we did a taster course just recently. We had about 30 young women, 30 participants came. And then we wanted to select 8 to go to the next level because of capacity. We thought it would be better to have a smaller group and then move them on to the next level of becoming presenters. So we've decided also to have 2 levels of presenters. One is an intermediate where they come and learn about the actual curriculum and have some mentoring and an opportunity to share about different segments of the curriculum. And then the second part will be where they will become qualified presenters of Women's Federation, where they can actually use the Leadership of the Heart and share it with others. So this is the kind of our education program and raising up a new generation of leaders. I have to be really practical and create solid foundations. And of course, without doubt, all of us need donations for our work. So if any of you feel inspired, please do donate. And of course, if you are interested in taking up this project, do contact me. You can scan. It's really important. Anyway, it's been a very rewarding experience. So this is one of our projects, but we are using the same method to develop other projects, which take a little bit of time, but it's worth it, I feel. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Miti Toma, and for providing a great platform for these young minds so that they will be able to be educated and will be able to speak their mind intelligently, and their voice will have more impact in our society. Thank you, and for your team also for WFWP UK. And our last presenter, I would like to introduce Mrs. Rosetta Conti, our president from Argentina.
Hello, good morning. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all our beautiful international leaders and members and distinguished guests here. I'm very grateful to have the opportunity to share with you one of our activities in Argentina. The project that I'm talking about today deals with environmental care and a simple, sustainable economy for a group of needed families in Buenos Aires area. The project will be called Environmental Guardians, Sustainable Development for Women and Improving Legacy for Young Generation. And it started in March 2022 and finalized at the beginning of 2023. So the project we carried out in partnership with a local NGO called Chakra de Buenos Aires, with a large experience in field of environmental care and recycling material. It was also supported by the Women Federation International donation, and we are very, very grateful for this. Let me share now the basic objectives of our project. Next, please. So the specific objective of our project were creation and management of organic vegetable gardens and teaching control plants without using chemical products, teaching healthy food diets, identification of aromatic herbs, rescuing ancestral cooking techniques, empowering women with the knowledge of implementation of basic circular economy for their family, teaching basic recycling practices of glass, plastic, garbage, anything, and creation of basic family solar stoves for dehydratation of vegetable products. Next, please. So here in February 2022, we received the donation. We are very grateful again for the international help. And we started to gather members from our organization and also the leader of our partner NGO, Chakras de Buenos Aires. We gathered to start the project. Next. So in March 2022, our members, volunteers, started to learn how to prepare the compost soil, the soil that will be used for making a vegetable garden for family use or for individual use for mothers in this vulnerable area of Buenos Aires City. Next. So the main purpose of the project was to protect the environment and to implement and develop healthy living practices. The project was focused specifically on mothers of a needed area of Buenos Aires City, La Boca, and on a group of teachers of school that was inside the same area. The project aimed to transmit techniques of sustainable economy using natural production while caring the environment. So to this project, 26 mothers joined and 20 teachers from the school. Next. In April 2022, we had the opportunity to gather the first group of mothers to explain the purpose of our project and to get them from them the compromise to attend the seminar for the preparation of their family vegetable garden. So we can see there the photo. Next, please. In May, we start the preparation of individual or family vegetable garden. Some were on the ground and some other were with some support. But we gather all the mothers to prepare this with the help of our NG partner that guide us in this process. Next, please. In June, we had the first sprouts of our plants, but we were waiting for their growing, and we had a weekly control of plugs, and we had a following up of vegetable growth during the day and during the night too. So next, please. July and August are months of deep winter here in Argentina, so we let the plants grow and protect them from the cold weather. And while they were starting growing, we were doing some other activities. So next, please. Our teacher from our partner NGO provided lesson on healthy food and diet to this mother. And here we can see some photos of this woman tasting their own cooking afterwards. Next, please. We also were teach on recycling.
Mrs. Mitty, you only have 5 minutes left. Thank you.
Thank you. Our teacher provided also lesson on recycling gas and plastic recycling, also during the period that the plants were growing. So next, please. At the same time, we prepared solar stoves for the hydration of vegetables for their conservation or for family commercialization in the local market. So this was one part of our project. Next, please. The second part of our project was directed to professors to the school inside the area. So we had the first class on September with teachers of school Maria Auxiliadora of primary and secondary level to teach them some practical recycling practice. Next, please. They learn and they, next. They learn and they also spread the knowledge to their students from this school. The point was to create an effect of multiplying the knowledge of recycling and taking care of the environment in this area. And so the students could talk about this knowledge to their families too. So here we have the first production. Next one. So we just want to share the benefits and achievement of our project according to our point of view. The project resulted quite successful in spite of some initial difficulties due to the bureaucracy that delayed the access to the school and to the teachers that originally were our first objective. Instead of entering directly into the educative institutes, we had to gather women from needy families that could participate in our program of activity. This became an interesting opportunity for us to have a direct contact with the needed people and interact with them, teaching them the benefits of cultivate their own products, saving money, and getting healthier organic food. Lately, when we got the permission to teach inside the school, the educators were fully conscious of the importance of our workshop and cooperated for the transmission of the knowledge to their students, strengthening the consciousness of using the natural resources in a responsible way. Taking under consideration that this project deals with seasonal circumstances, that means seeding, growing, maturing vegetable, harvesting, we could not complete the cycle of activity on the planet time. That was on October 2022. We delayed the finalization of our project a few more months in order to dehydrate vegetable in solar stove and to prepare them for conservation and for family use or commercialization. Next one. So we finalized our project, very happy. We know that the project is going on, and we thank you very much for the international help that we received for this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Rosetta Conti, for that presentation and in making strides in protecting our environment and also educating people on how to live healthier. Thank you for Team Argentina. And also thank you very much for our three presenters for what you are doing in your own chapters. And I hope this will serve as inspirations to other chapters as well. And to formally close our event, and I would like to invite our international president to deliver her closing remarks and formally conclude today's event.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, our wonderful MC Rona and Flori. And also thank you for Paris Moon and Mian who organized this wonderful meeting. And thank you, Julia Moon, our former international president, our president Emerita, to join us. I was so happy to see within us. She's beautiful as always. And I was so delighted to see her. Actually, I love her so much. And thank you so much, WFWP Taiwan, for amazing performance. And also those presenters, Merly Balan for amazing your project, and also Gwen Chibana for project reports about South Africa, and Miti Toma, UK. In Japan also we are doing a speech contest, and maybe we can have international speech contest together. And also Rosetta, Argentina. I was amazed by your very creative and very hopeful presentation. Thank you so much. And also thank you so much for our interpreters. Without you, we couldn't have done this international meeting. So thank you so much, everyone. And again, thank you so much, our WFWP members, guests, also leaders. You're amazing. And please write your reports so that I can learn from, your creative activities. And although we are facing many difficulties, and you're facing difficulties, but with your love and your beautiful smiling face, I got a lot of love and encouragement. And thank you so much for your effort and dedication. And let us work together, and let's better this world, and let's Women's Federation make greater. Thank you so much. I love you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much for your participation. Thank you.
Thank you all very much. Thank you to our president, Mrs. Mariko Hori. And before we officially close today's event, I have an exciting announcement to share. On September 27th and 28th, WFWP IHQ will host the WFWPI Global Vision Summit 2024, a new virtual initiative designed to inspire action, foster leadership, and promote sustainable practices. This summit will feature a series of engaging sessions with prominent speakers and interactive workshops. And the key objectives are the following: promote environmental awareness, educating participants on pressing environmental issues and sustainable practices. Second, empower women, highlight the crucial role of women in environmental conservation and leadership. 3, cultivate future leaders, equip young professionals with the knowledge and skills necessary to lead future initiatives. You can register by scanning the QR code on your screen. And for more details, please visit our website. We believe that this summit will be eye-opening and invaluable, and we warmly invite you all to participate. And with that, I officially close our WFWPI General Assembly. Thank you all to our WFWP leaders, members, and friends for your participation today. It has been an empowering experience for us all. Wishing you a wonderful day and night, and all the best for you, your families, and your communities. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Thank
Bye.
Thank you
you.
so much.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Goodbye.
Love you.
Everyone,
Thank
thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. Bye. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
So
It was
much from
amazing.
Africa.
Good
Muito
evening.
obrigada.
Bye, Tatiana.
Desde Nicaragua, América Central. Bye bye. Gracias.
Bye.
Deus
Thank you for your hard work.
abençoe.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye-bye.